Alright, so pretty much what happened with the other Kirby audio was that, well, somehow it didn't record, but maybe the tail end of it. So what you're going to hear is me kind of just adding some audio on top of it, simply because I felt like just a silent, episode wasn't, the right thing to do for this video. And being as though at the time you're seeing this series has been finished well in advance. Sorry if that shatters anyone's, reality or what have you, but, that's the current schedule I'm on. So I don't even remember what the topic was or what I was doing when, I actually was at this part of the game. But this is pretty much the end of it right here. I think I'm getting pretty close to the end. There's some kind of, you know, uh, progression where you get to the top of the tower over the rainbow, and it's a throwback here to Kirby's, what looks like Kirby's Dreamland, with the black and white backgrounds and what have you. But we should be pretty close to the end of the game. I can't remember what actually happens. I think you end up going against D at some point here. But yeah, this was a really good game. This almost feels like a commentary. When you're watching a movie and then you kind of see it after. Because unfortunately, how this works is you hear me talking, but also I'm recording the audio of the game simultaneously. So you hear one on top of the other, and you don't hear any sound here other than, me trying to be someone entertaining or what have you. But yeah, this is a great game. I wish there was some kind of sequel. From what I understand, it's just kind of an enhanced version of Kirby's Adventure, or Kirby's Dreamland. It looks more like Kirby's Adventure to me, but yeah, I loved this game. Didn't really play it until uh, I don't want to say after the Super Nintendo drop, but that's well, obviously it had to be because it's a. I think this is one of those Game Boy Advance games or something like that. Yeah, so it had to come out after that, but I didn't get a Super Nintendo till late either. So with that said, uh, we can talk about some Kirby facts. I mean, there's a guy named John Kirby who was like a lawyer for Nintendo. He helped defend them in that case against Universal. So what he actually looks like, I do not know. Might have to Google that. But he had a boat named after him too, called like the Donkey Kong or something like that. He got all kinds of little rights and stuff like that. He really saved Nintendo's bacon. I mean, they were pretty much in the same boat as a lot of other publishers and developers who kind of just caved in to Universal. But you had some guys like Howard Lincoln who were like, no, let's not do that. I think we could actually win this. And, they stood steadfast, and Kirby kind of just found out that, hey, Universal, you guys don't actually own any of this stuff. This isn't, King Kong is in public domain, and Kirby was just like, you know, you guys really don't have any rights to anything at all, and all this money you've taken from some of these other companies, you're gonna have to pay back. You're not getting a dime from Nintendo. Now, lately, if you look in the news, Nintendo has been losing a couple battles, but it is what it is. Nothing that's uh, crippling as what could have been with the Donkey Kong stuff. I think the most recent thing they lost was some kind of 3DS. The pretty much the hardware, how it works. Some other guy claimed he did it, and now Nintendo has to pay him like a certain percentage of every DS out. So, at the time of me recording this, lots of things have been announced since. You've got a couple of games coming out, Hyrule Warriors. You've got the Smash Brothers for the 3DS also coming out, and then they announced a new 3DS. So That could be why. Maybe they found some way to get around paying that guy some money by changing some features. Don't really know, but you know, uh, it's supposed to be faster and, maybe a bigger screen and an added button. I've talked about this in some other videos, I think, that probably haven't aired yet, but you'll probably see this first, so I'll get more into that later. But with that said, here we are fighting D, and he's actually in the new Smash Bros. I think he might have been in one of the others too, I can't remember. He might have been in Brawl, I think. I haven't played Brawl in forever. I mean, outside of Sonic being in it, Brawl was probably my least favorite Smash Brothers. I really enjoyed the first one for what it was, but going back, it's like, oh, did it hold up? I mean, I think so. Obviously, it's not as graphically smooth as the Melee version looks, or Brawl had really good graphics on it. I have to give it that. It's just the fighting, the actual play style, and that was tweaked, and it didn't really pull me in like Melee did. So there you go. You've got DDD out the way, and the game is not over. I don't know where I'm going here. Perhaps some other section. You see something in there is kind of blacked out. And trust me, for those of you who are like, I'd rather you redo it over. Yeah, it is really hard to not have a script and come in and have stuff to talk about. I mean, I guess I didn't finish DDD. I guess maybe he beat me. I wasn't really paying attention as I'm sitting here talking. I apologize. Really wasn't. Not really one for commentary, but that may be something I do in the future with maybe movies or something like that. But you gotta crawl before you walk, right? Maybe that's what I'll name this one. Crawl before you walk. So anyway, back to Smash Brothers. I've decided that I'm probably gonna get the Wii U version versus getting the 3DS one. I'll probably check that one out again, later on. But yeah, I think the internet, you guys have ruined it for me. You really have. And I think I've said this is like deja vu, but I'm going to keep talking about it. But yeah, I think I need to take a trip to GameStop where I pre-ordered the game and just move all that money over to the Wii U one. It's coming out in maybe a month later. I could wait another 30 days for more characters and just a bigger screen and what have you. I'm just going to have to do that. So yeah, Kirby, this is one of those games where it's kind of just, you don't know what Kirby is and it doesn't matter. It's weird how games today can't come up with characters as, I don't know, does Kirby even really have a personality? I don't know what the appeal of Kirby is. Maybe it's the colors. It's really his moveset. And you look at other companies like Microsoft, it's like, what the hell is Blinks the cat? Like, you got a little pink ball here while I'm just sitting here just kind of standing outside looking at what it is I'm playing. It's like, why is this so appealing? So, the story here is, he's saving dreams. Everything is dreamy, and maybe Kirby, in real life would be something that's a nightmare, something that can eat you and copy everything that you are. That would be pretty creepy, but Kirby doesn't look, I guess in the game is that menacing. Imagine if he looked like something else and had that same copy ability. Like, imagine if it was Shang Tsung's Dreamland, something weird like that. So to fill everybody in on what's happening here, if you don't know, basically, DDD was trying to stop you from, taking the wand, because when you inserted it in that waterfall, it looked like, you awoke this, ancient evil, or this dark magic, or I think it's called dark matter, actually, this villain. But anywho, you revived this thing, and now it's coming to stop you. And what you're seeing here, unfortunately, is a series, or will be seeing, is a series of me getting my butt handed to me by this thing. Now, I think playing this I think this is the same boss on the Kirby's Adventures. So when I said what I said about Dreamland, this is clearly a nod or a remake, if you will, to Kirby's Adventure on the Nintendo, because I think that's where this boss is from. I remember fighting this boss there. So, yeah, I think losing hundreds of times as a kid playing this with no save states, it paid off here, because I think he's got another form, and this one wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. So we're 10 minutes in, and I don't think I've finished all of it here. You'll just have to, I guess, watch as I'm watching and find out what actually happens. And I'm not saying that to be snide either. I just know with the time left in this recording and me dying right there that I probably don't. We're close to the end of the game, but there's probably going to be another part to this. I would love to have continued and do a finale, but for those of you wanting to hear audio, the good news is you'll be able to hear that in the next part. So getting back to Kirby games. Kirby's always been that younger brother to Mario to me. All the consoles kind of ended Nintendo-wise with, okay, there we go, we beat him. Kind of ended with a Kirby game. It's kind of like, oh, we're moving on to the new console. Here's the hand-me-downs. And there was always some kind of Kirby game that was around the end of the life cycle of the system. I mean, even the N64 had a game that came out on the, or not the N64, I want to say it was the GameCube that had a game come out on the Wii, but it was meant to come out at the end of the GameCube life cycle, and then the Wii, when it kind of moved to the Wii U, had another Kirby game come out. So even Kirby's Adventure, that came out on the tail end of the NES life cycle. So here we go. This is the second form here. I wasn't sure if it was seen in this video, but yeah, very, very challenging here. I had no idea what this guy's name is, or he's just, you can only really damage him when the his little cloak or whatever, his cape is exposed to show some kind of tornado part of him. Why that's his weak point versus like his face, I don't know, but very challenging. And here you can see that I'm pretty much spamming the heck out of some save states. So with that said, this video is going to wrap up really quickly here, but thank you guys for watching, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe, share with friends, family, whomever, and I really appreciate you guys for doing that, and for just watching the videos. I'm going to make it to where I want to be in YouTube one way or the other, and I can't do that without all of you. So next time we come back, we're going to figure out how to beat this guy, and it'll be the finale. Yeah, just ignore this game over screen.
Finish him!